This is his third time performing here at the Magic Castle. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for David Forrest.
I heard a lot of clapping. What's going on? They say that the best things come to those who wait. They also say the best things come in small packages. Have you heard that saying before, sir? Yeah, I've been reassured with that a few times in my life. But they also say the best things come to those who wait. So, this lady on the end here, what's your name, please?
LJ.
LJ, can I ask you just to hold on to this little box?
Sure.
Just you can sort of relax with it, but do treat it with some care because I don't want it to detonate early. Okay. You'll be all right. So, speaking of small packages, who here has children? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, yeah. I myself have three girls, 10, 4, and 3. They are unusual names, I grant you. I found my youngest daughter the other day. She had discovered a box of photographs. She was merrily destroying them one by one in the way that toddlers do. This is not her. This is my middle child, Nancy. This photograph was taken when she was 2. She's now 4 years old. Oh, thank you. But you've clearly not met her. And incidentally, if I don't get a little then I just say that it came free with a frame, you know. It's not my kid, I don't know who that is. There she was. She was sat putting creases in all the photographs. She had her colouring pens there. She was scribbling all over the face of the cards. To emulate that, and please, madam, don't assume that I'm suggesting you have the handwriting of a 3-year-old, but could you take this pen and write your name just there across the, thank you so much, just right there across the photograph. And that says Catherine. Katerina. Okay. Katerina, let's make sure everyone is on the same page here. We're going to open it up. Can you just verify for everyone that you have in fact signed the photograph?
Yes, I have.
I hope you realise, Katerina, that in Scotland this is considered a legal adoption document. You just got yourself a 4-year-old. Congratulations. There she was, her younger sister, doing the one thing that you would never do with photographs, unless they contain the image of an ex-boyfriend and ex-girlfriend, in which case it's absolutely fine to tear them up. There she was, beaming a huge smile, sat amidst the tattered ruins of her older sister's tattered effigy. That's how she put it to me. She's very bright for 3. I tried to coax the pieces out of her hand. You ever tried to get something off a toddler if they don't want to give it up? It's nearly impossible. So I did the only thing I think any reasonable parent would do. I resorted to bribery. Yes. Katerina, I'm asking you to hold the pieces, please. I'm going to ask you to make a fist and hold the fist in the air so everyone can see. Beautiful. Now, she wasn't going for the bribery. So I thought, well, I'm a magician, allegedly. So I did this with my rudimentary and impromptu wand. I did this. You may laugh, sir, but I assure you that is a very dangerous incantation. And much to my surprise, it worked. Because if Katerina now gives me the pieces, I will show you, ladies and gentlemen, that I have in fact managed to restore the photograph. Thank you. Thank you so much. But then I noticed the problem. I noticed that all the torn edges were on the outside. I thought, that's peculiar. So when I looked at the photograph, I see that I had restored it, but just not quite in the correct order. But Katerina will, thank you for pointing it out, sir. Katerina will confirm, of course, that is her, in fact, her signature still on the photograph, just on a different part of the photograph now, right? Despite its condition, Katerina, the legality of the document is still intact. And so this is for your mantelpiece.
Oh no!
I will drop her off next week. You are definitely going to need this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, wow, you're a wonderful crowd, may I say. Speaking of photographs, when I opened my suitcase when I got here, I discovered a photograph of my dad in the case. I don't know how it got in there. Probably one of my children threw it in. My dad's like this angry guy. He's a janitor. Do you want to see a picture of him? I brought the picture. You might as well see it. You see my dad? There he is. That's not my dad. It's groundskeeper Willie, of course. Groundskeeper Willie there. The most famous Scotsman in all of America. He knocked Shawn Connery off the top spot. Connery is furious, as I understand it. Well, my dad's not a janitor, or a cartoon, for that matter. But one thing that he does enjoy, as do lots of Scottish people, is whiskey, right? Oh, yeah. Scotch. Yeah. So what I've done here, there are literally thousands of different whiskies to choose from. Literally thousands, every country. But these are all Scotch whiskies. They are a mixture of single malts and blends. And I've chosen them because either they mean something to me or because I like the name, because some of them have got fun names. Let me show you a few of them. Rosebank. I just like the name. All right, so Ben Nevis. Anyone know what Ben Nevis is? Yeah. What is it? A mountain. Yes, it's well done. It's the highest mountain in the United Kingdom, up in Fort William in Scotland. They named a whiskey after it. That's Macallan. Everyone knows it, right? Everyone knows it. Scapa, again, just like the name. Glenord, quite famous. Oh, how about this? This is my favourite. Knockandoo. Knockandoo. I just love to say it. What are you drinking? I have a Knockandoo. I can see me saying it anyway. Still a few more. Loch Lomond, of course, the famous landmark, gets a whiskey named after it. Longrow, Oban, Dunglass, Ballantyne's. My grandfather worked at the Ballantyne's distillery his entire life. True story. Glenlivet, the choice of Ron Burgundy. Three fingers. Three fingers of Glenlivet. We have Colburn, we have Ardmore. Famous Grouse, that's my personal favourite, Famous Grouse, I really like that. Auld Alliance, Isle of Jura, Talisker, very famous whiskey, Bowmore, Macduff, Highland Park, and Knockandoo again. So, sir, what's your name, please?
Greg.
Greg, I'm going to shuffle them like this. I'm going to ask you to do the same, please. Shuffle them together. Oh, like a boss, Greg, well done. Can you reach over and give them a cut as well, please? That's absolutely... Is this a random whiskey?
Yes.
Yes, you shuffle them in and you cut directly to this one, yeah?
Yes.
So there's no funny business?
No funny business.
Okay, perfect. And now the mystery. Some of you no doubt noticed on the way in the coffee cup over here and thought, oh, standards at the castle are slipping. No, it is in fact my coffee. I got it from Burger King because, you know, classy. And full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, I have Irished this one up a bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Or perhaps I should say Scottished it up a bit, because there is actually whiskey in this coffee. I'll show you. There it is. Oh. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be astonished when I show you that the whiskey in this glass is none other than the whiskey on this random... Thank you. Oh, ye of little faith, oh, ye of little faith. You want to drink it, right? I can assure you. And this glass is my favourite Scotch. We went through them in the cards. The one that I like the best, it's called the Famous Grouse. That's my favourite whiskey. And wouldn't it be something if my favourite whiskey just happened to be chosen by this gentleman here? Oh, you did it, sir. Thank you, the Famous Grouse. Thank you so much. So... Yeah. Managed to crowbar some hard drinking into the act. And they said it couldn't be done. Watch me. It's wonderful to be back in America. I love visiting here, and I've performed magic in a variety of different places in America. LA is by far my favourite, and that is probably because of the Magic Castle. And the wonderful people, of course. But the Magic Castle is a wonderful venue. This is my third time here, and this is actually my second last show before I fly back home, yeah. So it'll be sad to leave, but it is a truly wonderful venue. There's nothing quite else like it in the world. And one of the things I like about travelling that far on an aircraft is it kind of reminds me of a concept that is a favourite of mine, the concept of time travel, right? But I've always loved it in books and movies. I'm a big fan of the Back to the Future films, for example. And so the way it compares is if I get on my flight in London at midday, then I fly for 10 hours. But when I get off the plane, it's only 3:30 that same day. So in a sense, I've sort of time travelled, right? I think it's the closest I'm going to get without a DeLorean. But nonetheless, with the concept of time travel in mind, I'm going to ask this young lady here. What is your name?
Faye.
Faye?
Yeah.
Faye, come and sit in this seat for me, please. Everyone will clap. Everyone will clap while you do. Take a seat, please, Faye. You look absolutely wonderful, may I say? Okay, so with the concept of time travel in mind, we're going to do something with a pack of cards, all right? All you need to do, Faye, is reach in there, put your finger on one and pull it towards yourself. Okay, and now what I'm going to ask you to do is to take this pen and I'd like you to sign it on the face. That's this side. And I will turn away while you do that. And I'll address this lady right here. What's your name, please?
Danny.
Danny, I'd like you to think of your favourite playing card. Think of it in your mind. Don't say it out loud. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it?
3 of diamonds.
Nope. Okay. One of these days, Danny. One of these days. Okay. All right. So Faye has now signed her card. Now, before we lose it inside the pack, I want you to hold your finger like this, please, Faye. Perfect. You're going to hold that card just there for 1 moment, and we're all going to just take a moment to register this succinct moment in time. I took a little brain picture to remind us of this moment in time. What's about you don't have a brain camera? Just me? Just me? So here we have a succinct moment in time, and I'm now going to show everyone what Faye's card is. Everyone see what the card is? Yeah. And it's signed, of course, which makes it unique. Then we'll take Faye's card and we'll place it somewhere inside. We'll cut it down a bit deeper than that, I think. Somewhere inside the pack. And then we'll shuffle because that's only fair. All right, and you can see that's as fair as I can be, yes? Oh, yes. Quite impressed with that shuffle, I think. And now we create a second, distinctly different moment in time. And here's how we do it. I'm going to do something you wouldn't ordinarily do with cards. Mess them up in this irritating way. It is, isn't it, when you find a deck of cards like this. But more importantly, it's not only irritating, it's distinctly different from the image we had before, right? Because in this pack, contrary to this pack, we have cards that are face up, cards that are face down, face up cards, face down cards, cards face to face. You get the idea, right? Now, Faye, I know for a fact that this is not your card. I'm good, right? Because it doesn't have the... Okay. But it will serve to demonstrate the point beautifully. All you need to do, Faye, is to take the Queen of Spades like this and shake it like that. Wave, 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 wave. Stop. We just went back in time. We did. We just went back in time, back to a few moments ago when all my cards were facing round the right way.
Oh, come on.
And if we did indeed, what language is my tool? If we did indeed travel through time to just a few moments before, then that must mean that Faye is now holding her signed card. Take a look. Thank you so much. Now, Faye, thank you so much. Would you be willing to help me out and do another one?
Yes.
Keep it going then. She's staying up. Well done, well done, well done. I don't know if you noticed on the way in, Faye, that there is a deck of cards hanging on the wall. Did you see that on the way in?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. Okay, well, can I ask you, please, and purely for logistical reasons, I don't want to squeeze past, can you just jump up? It's on a little bulldog clip. You just pull gently and just pull down. That's it. And take a seat again. Thank you so much for doing that. This deck has a question mark on it for mystery. Because God knows punctuation is mysterious. What's that? A semicolon? Faye's going to help us to arrive at 2 pieces of information that no one could possibly have known ahead of time. Here's how that's going to happen. Faye, do you know anything about the order of this deck of cards right now? No, you couldn't, because, I haven't showed you. And that's the way we need it, because I want the card. Because what you're going to do is you're going to place this joker face up inside the pack, anywhere you like.
Yes.
And then whichever card ends up above the joker, wherever Faye chooses to push it, we can all agree that would be a card that no one would know ahead of time. Because Faye will be allowed to push it where she likes, and she didn't even know she was going to be asked to do this, right?
No.
Now the second, yeah, you don't sound. The second piece of information will relate to the position of that joker in the pack, because after you've placed the joker in the deck, you'll then be allowed to cut the cards. This will not change which card is above the joker, but will change the joker's position in the pack. Does that make sense? Yes. So the 2 things we won't know, which card is above the joker and where in the pack the joker lies. Is that well clear? Here it is, Faye. Push it like that, face up in the pack. Off you go. Okay, now be honest, at this moment in time, were you allowed to push it where you wanted, first of all?
Yes.
And do you know which card is above that joker?
No.
Oh, she couldn't know. But watch, I'll make it as fair as I can. I'll push it in at fingertips. I don't want you to think I'm doing anything funny. So in it goes. We now have piece of information number 1, whichever card's above the joker. Piece of information number 2 relies on us not knowing the position. And right now we could estimate, because we just watched it go in. So we might say, oh, it's about 20 odd cards down. We might get close. That's no good. We've got to have a random position to pack. So Faye cuts the cards, and this changes the joker's position. And complete the cut, please, Faye. So now the joker is in a completely different position from that which it started, and cut it again. So we're absolutely certain that we're losing the, And how about one more for good measure? Perfect. So does anyone know where that joker is?
No.
There would be no way that you could know, right?
No.
Because you've been allowed to cut them, and you pushed it where you wanted.
Yes.
Fair? Let's find out where it ended up. It'll be in here somewhere. Okay, there it is. So in this case, quite near the top. But that's where it ended up. Let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So your joker ended up underneath the 16th card down, the Jack of Clubs. Is that fair? 2 things that no one could possibly have known ahead of time. And so if I could prove to you that somehow I did know that ahead of time, would that be a good trick?
Yes.
Might you argue that that would be my best trick? Because earlier on, I said the best things come to those who wait.
Come on.
And we've been holding the little box the whole time. And I can now show you the contents. And we're looking at this little scroll. There is a few other things in there. We'll come back to those. You need to be the eyes of the audience here. Read for me, please.
The only card it could have been.
The only card that could have been ... More mysterious punctuation there. The only card that could have been the Jack of Clubs 16 cards down.
The Jack of Clubs, exactly 16 cards.
The Jack of Clubs, exactly 16 cards down. I don't know. Unbelievable, right? Now, we're not done, because if we look here, Faye, the word only is underlined. That is to suggest that had the joker went anywhere else in the pack, it would have been under a different card, and therefore this would not have worked. But that's not quite what it means, Faye. When I say the only card that could have been, I mean the only card that could have been. Because there are no other cards in the...
Oh, come on!
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you so much, but we're not done. Earlier on, you selected one whiskey completely at random. It just so happened to match my favourite, the famous grouse. Do you remember that? Yes. Well, for those of you who doubted me, I did include a little miniature in here. Read it out, Faye. What is the little miniature of?
Famous grouse.
The famous grouse. Of course it is. Well done, you found it. Yeah, see, that happens. People think they're going to get to keep that. No. And the last thing in the box, of course, is a playing card. You were holding the box from the beginning?
Absolutely.
Faye, earlier on you signed a card.
Yes, I did.
And that was the one we made travel through time. Well, in the words of Britney Spears, oops, I did it again. Faye, I don't know how it got in there, But is that indeed your 10 of hearts? Ladies and gentlemen. You can stand up, please. Stand up. How about that? You could take this. Thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Forrest. You've been a wonderful audience. Please enjoy the rest of your evening here at the world famous Magic Castle. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you.